Okay, I thought I would give my opinion and my solution to the problems in Seattle right now. Obviously, you have the autonomous zone thing going on, and it is a problem, but it's actually one that's very easily solved because what these people want is autonomy. Well, as an old Chinese proverb goes, be careful what you wish for. You just might get it. So there's actually an easy way to solve this problem without violent bloodshed because here's the problem. You got all these idiots saying, send in the troops, send in the National Guard, and start shooting. No, that'll make these people martyrs. You know that the New York Times would start, making them into holier than thou saints, martyrs, people who were persecuted by the Trump government. No. Here's what you do. What you do is you give them exactly what they want. They want autonomy, give it to them. But uh, you first play to their hypocrisy. They actually made these idiots actually for a while before they got their own autonomous zone. They were always saying, "Oh, no human is illegal. Open the borders, allow people into the United States to freely to just walk across the border." Well, then the moment they get their own autonomous zone, they start setting up a strict border zone. Yeah, that's hypocrisy at its finest. Also, hypocrisy is they preach how guns are evil, and now they have violent idiots standing around with uh, guns, which I don't know if it's an AR-15 or what, but I know that they have people patrolling around with guns or weapons, so obviously they're uh, hypocritical in that sense too. But here's what we do: we can solve this without any bloodshed. Therefore, they won't become martyrs. But also, what it would my idea would all you probably heard this idea before, but here's what it would also serve the purpose of humiliating Antifa and everyone who tried this, and the media for praising them, because the media is praising them. Here's what you do: seal off the area. That 6 block area, autonomous zone, seal it off. Play to them, say, hey, you want to be your own area? Here you go. Seal them off. And then cut off their water, cut off their power, their sewer, their trash, all deliveries. So they get no food deliveries. That means they'd have to grow their own food. I mean, with how many people there are in that zone, they'd probably, if they scrounged up every can of soup, every MRE, every last bit of food in every refrigerator, they might get with well, actually, they might get a week because after a day, all the food in the refrigerators would start to go bad. So they might get, if they eat all the food in the cold refrigerators first, and then they start eating out of cans, they might get 2 weeks max. So what you do is you just seal off the area, cut off everything, cut them off from the outside world, so no food, water, power, or anything. Nothing goes in, and basically at that point you just wait them out. Make it a siege. Literally, make it a siege situation. Just let them do their own thing, and I can guarantee you, within probably 3 to 4 days, you start seeing the first people trickle out because without uh, power, they have nothing. They have no power for their cell phone or anything. So there, you'd see people start to trickle out after that. But after about a week, you'd start, probably half the people would have already left, and only the hardcore people in there would be left within 2 weeks when all the food is gone and they've gone through all their bottled water. They cry uncle. They're done. And then what you do is uh, you you could do any number of things from there. Anyone who leaves that zone could be arrested, or you could just process them and put up their picture online and humiliate them. Just do whatever. But or you could just let them go home to their mom's basement, probably where they live. And after that, I can guarantee it would be they wouldn't even ever try that again because they'd be too humiliated to ever try anything like that again. Because right now, what they're doing is they're basically siphoning off power from the United States. But if they want to declare themselves to be an autonomous zone, okay, give it to them. But with that autonomy, you have no right to have power from the United States or any of its zones. You have no right to any of our food or all of the goods and services that are provided by the United States. You no longer have any right to. So just cut them off from the outside world and make it a siege situation. Within 2 weeks, the whole thing would be over, and it would serve as a means to humiliate them. Problem solved. And you wouldn't make martyrs out of them. It would be beautiful.